They ain't never gonna stop me, I'm on a mission.
So you already know what's going on in the collective. I'm Symone.
I'm Cthasurfer.
And I'm Zaydablakk.
And this is Pundit. So according to Washington Post, 2017 was his greatest year in DMV rap history. What y'all think?
That's believable because some big things did happen for many DMV artists. Like, you got Will the Rapper got signed. Cthasurfer got out of jail, and he just didn't slow down. He got known in other states now. Other rappers messing with him. It's just a big thing going on in DMV right now.
So you think that's a correct statement? 2017 was a good year for the DMV musically.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you also got Logic who put out, like, that 1-800 song, Suicide Prevention or whatever it was. Okay. That blew up, too.
I feel like I'm in the middle with this whole statement.
So it was or wasn't?
It was for certain artists.
But I'm talking about, like, overall, like, the DMV, not just...
Because I feel like if all the artists they named on the list, all of them should be going big.
Okay.
And go home instead of, you got Rico Nasty, you got Logic, you got Go, and you got Shy Glizzy. And it's like, okay, they're the main attraction, but what about all these other people? What's going on with them?
My personal opinion, I just think the whole statement was wrong. This is not the best year the DMV had, and I believe, of course everybody have their highlight moments, but we have people like Cthasurfer. He made it DMV wise, but he didn't make it out the DMV.
But he is known outside of DMV at this point. You got people in Florida banging with him, North Carolina. He's kind of more of like lean towards the South, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't think he reached the status to, record labels like really want him. As far as putting money on the table, I don't think they really. I don't think the DMV really did that. We have Logic. Logic did pretty good.
Yeah, so he put
album sales. We looking at lyrics. We looking at everything as far as attention wise. Rico Nasty did pretty good.
Then Will did that.
No, Will did good.
You say Will did do that.
Will did do that. But we got some people, just to give you an idea who's on the list, we got Zaydablakk, we got Shook Savage, we got Shabazz, we got who's it? Shelly the MC, Shaz French. Now, I can speak for some of these people. Rico Nasty did her thing. Zaydablakk pretty good, but he's not all that great. I wouldn't say that he necessarily made it.
I can see why you say that, but at least he made enough. He did get out of DMV. I think he currently lives in LA, or at least he had to stay there.
It wasn't a good year, DMV wise. Then they got Shabazz on the list. As big of a Shabazz fan I am, I don't think he had a good year. 2016 was more of his year than this year.
Because that's when he blew up. And you got to think, when Q was in jail, he did hold it down. He definitely did that one. So I give him that.
And then he tried to fool us with coming out at the end of the year, which don't work. Curb Service 2 came out at the end of the year, so it don't fill in for the whole 2017.
It doesn't. But he did drop things between, at the beginning of 2017 and now. I think it was all to lead up to Curb Service, but he did tease it before now.
I still wouldn't say he had a good year. You would say that Shabazz had a good year. Yeah, because,
you got to think. The main attraction at one point was Cthasurfer. Q got locked, and sad to say, that's when Shabazz capitalized and got big.
A whole new calendar year. And you mean to tell me from January to December, Shabazz was the main attraction in every single month?
For every month, for PPG, yes. He dropped a new track or something that somebody.
We're talking about for the DMV.
For the DMV, okay then, yes. I definitely will say that because you could have walked down the street and somebody would be like, "Who's your favorite DMV rapper right now?" You went to Seat Pleasant, Shabazz. You went to Landover, Shabazz. Largo, Shabazz. Anybody would have said Shabazz. Or they would have said Lil Dude. I'm not that big of a Lil Dude fan, but he did a little something. Lil Dude did a little something, and I can see why he was on the list.
Okay, in order to make it for me, you have to have a certain level of people looking at you saying, yeah, I want you on my label. You gotta have views.
Well, I wanted to do a remix to your song too.
Right, you gotta have views. Technically Shabazz had the Soulja Boy, but that was, again, 2016. That was not in 2017. 2017 is a calendar year again that Shabazz didn't really do anything. We live in the DMV. Have you heard of a Shabazz show lately? No, you have not. You have not heard of Shabazz show. You have not heard a Suge Savage show. You have not heard anybody really highlighting except for Shelly the MC. So, who else we got on this list? We got Corbin Butler. Now, I have listened to a little bit of Corbin Butler. He's actually pretty decent. I'm impressed with the guy. But as far as DMV per se, I really haven't heard his name as much as you should hear it. But looking at his streams and looking at his views, I looked at YouTube, some SoundCloud, Spinrilla, and he actually did pretty well. So I can't say he had a bad year.
Okay.
But as far as saying DMV itself had a good year, no.
I think they're saying that because of everybody's accomplishments. Like,
who accomplished something in the DMV?
GoldLink
about to get a Grammy.
GoldLink, great example. One song.
Okay,
He hasn't been
Lord the Rapper
consistent.
got signed, and he had Gucci Mane do remix on his song. Like, that's a accomplishment.
And what did he follow it up with?
He's actually about to drop an album.
Exactly, about to. When Gucci Mane hopped on the track and as soon as you heard it on the radio, why didn't you follow it up? Why didn't you put something out and say, hey, Gucci Mane just dropped on my stuff. Gucci Mane probably one of the hottest persons out. Whenever you go to jail for a couple years, come back, and you still on top, and he hop on your song, that should be your first opportunity.
But I mean,
to come out with something.
Will did have other things to work with besides the album. So he dropped visuals, he dropped other songs, and they all gotten attention too. So he has put in work. We can't just say he didn't do anything.
Right, I'm not saying he didn't do anything, but I'm talking about after that happened, we heard no more new music from him. At least I haven't.
I think the whole statement was based off their accomplishments as a whole. Mm-hmm. And I guess they're saying because their accomplishments, they're like, oh, they can make it. But just because you get accomplished don't mean you going to make it. So I feel like because Q was in jail, came out, he got shows, concerts, stuff like that. So it's
he made it in the
But Q has been working.
Yeah, I mean, you can work. But at the end of the day, if you're not about to get signed, if you're not about to be hot and not falling up and working your ass off, you ain't make it. Like some of these artists I haven't even heard.
Right.
So that's the problem with me. Like I haven't heard them, so I'm like, and you go do a little bit of research, some of them don't even got a lot of views. So it's like
right. Not really.
They put the main attractions on there like GoldLink, Rico Nasty, and Shy Glizzy to get your attraction to the article.
That's good advertising.
I mean, that's good advertising. I mean, it's good. They're good advertising, but they put them, and then once you scroll down, you be like, oh, it's a list of them, and you just be like, okay, some of these people I haven't heard of before.
The reason why I don't think this was the greatest year, regardless of how many names on there, Shy Glizzy wasn't simply on the track. He was on the track with GoldLink. Why is Shy Glizzy not on the list? Shy Glizzy is in my opinion, Shy Glizzy is arguably the best person to come out. I know we had Wale. I'm not done.
No, Wale's a flop. No, look, because he did drop an album this year, correct? And that was a flop. He got on Everyday Struggle. That was a flop. And I'm not going to even put that on here.
Well, Wale is more, he's bigger than them. So you can't.
But I'm saying, we have Shy Glizzy. Shy Glizzy's not on the list. Why is he not on the list? He is the best person to come out of DC.
What has he done this year besides feature with GoldLink?
He got an album, bro.
But is it getting any attention?
Album. Not one song you should skip on that album.
But has it gotten any attention? Because I heard he did drop an album, but I haven't really heard anything about it. I haven't heard, dang, it was no songs you should skip, or listen to the song right now.
It's one or two songs you could skip. But other than that, it was, why is he not on this list if DMV had the best year ever? I'm just confused.
Trying to think, any other artists? Light Show, he did good this year.
Yeah,
he's on the list. He's on the list, but he did a feature.
He did a feature with
it's
somebody.
Not like him himself. You know
that's somewhere else I can fault this list too. Because Light Show did drop a whole album. He dropped Calorama Heights, and it was great.
Doing shows, right?
People
he did end the shows. Yeah, Light Show's the best artist, and I'm not gonna say in the DMV. I mean, he's lyrically he's the best one that stayed in the DMV.
Yeah, I will never get that. Why is he not out the DMV? I don't approve of that. But I mean, whenever we got Kilo Letitia. Who's that? I listened to the song, but I mean, the song sucks. It's not a good song. Well, it's not for me. I wouldn't listen to it. And that's what we do. This is what we do. We give everybody a play. And that's a song I will throw away. So to change the question, what's the greatest year that the DMV had? You agree?
Yeah, I agree. This year, I still say it was this year.
Okay, so what would be the greatest year that the DMV had?
Cause I think back on that one.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna throw a wild card in there. I'm gonna say.
Throw your wild card. See if I agree with it.
It's 2017, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Boom. All right, let's move on. I'm gonna say 2011.
I'm just saying 2013.
Here's why I say 2011. That's when the DMV literally had all eyes.
I mean, but who came out?
Chief Keef was at his peak. Shy Glizzy, Chief Keef, rocking it out. That's when Chief Keef actually acknowledged Shy Glizzy on Twitter in songs.
Oh, yeah.
Shy Glizzy even had a whole diss song
yeah.
about. That's when eyes was on the DMV at every moment.
But I mean, wasn't Light Show also kind of rapping at that moment too?
Right,
So,
Light Show
Light
came out and he was coming out consistently and with fire.
Yeah, I don't think, like, in my opinion, I believe Light Show don't get a lot of recognition.
And he does. He deserves more, in my opinion.
Right.
He deserves more recognition.
So I think that was by far the best year. You may have not had as many artists as you do now, but musically, we was killing it in 2011. I don't think it's not one. You could argue that Chicago was beating us because Chicago.
I mean, Chicago had eyes too.
Chicago. That was their baby boom.
Yeah, because that's when drill music was. Chicago drill was real right.
And now it's Atlanta and Memphis boom with music. Like
everybody bang with the Dirty South. But I mean, that's why Maryland's getting some recognition now because technically we are a southern state.
I mean, yeah, but I just don't feel as though I just don't feel as though we're doing enough to put ourselves out there. I think 2011 was a way better year than 2017.
So these artists were in 2011. You think they would have came up?
They would not survive. With the exception of Rico Nasty, because she's different.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen anything like Rico. With the exception of probably Q the Fool, because he works hard. Like I don't know him personally, but I could say that he worked his ass off. I could say Will the Rapper, he's different. Shabazz, he's not as much different, but because
I think it's his voice.
His delivery.
Yeah, that'll definitely draw some people in.
I'm gonna put Corbin Butler on that list because I think if people actually give him a chance, he could do good things. But you do have to be open minded to listen to him.